Welcome to the Reel McCoy. I'm your host, Meffistoe, and with me always, my hetero life mate, All My Feelings. Good evening to you, sir.
Even, buddy.
What is the Reel McCoy, you might ask? The Reel McCoy is a weekly movie podcast where we ask you to go watch a movie. You watch it, come back to us, and we break it down and we spin it all around. Today, we continue our parody month with a very special, funny, raunchy, spectacular movie from the 2001s, early 2001s. It is Not Another Teen Movie.
Actually, it was late 2001. You know
Late
why?
2001?
It was my senior year in high school, the beginning of my senior year in high school. So this is why this movie, how dumb it is, it has a special place in my cold, dead heart.
Well, I've actually seen it way after I got out of the army, and actually seen it on cable, to be precise. I haven't even seen it in the theater at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in the theater at all. But I've heard about it, and it was not in my periphery, but I've seen it about 4 years after it came out. Went on cable. It's like, oh, this is funny shit. And I think I didn't watch it again since. Until this Monday. Where this Monday I had it on the Monday watch party because I wanted to give a little breather from stuff, and I always meant to watch the movie on the Monday, where on the Saturday we cover it. It's not going to be every single week.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But it happened this week, and I laughed hard.
There are some really genuinely just good puns and just good side gags in this film.
Yeah, and we're going to jump into everything in just a little bit. All right, cool. Before we start everything, please, if you want to interact with the show, you want to interact with me, give us suggestions, give us anything that you want. At Meffistoe on Twitter, at Meffistoe79 on Instagram. And you can always email the show at thereelmccoypodcast@gmail.com. Three more things. One, We are simulcasting both to Rumble and to YouTube. It's going to be a staple on this channel. Monday watch party, the pre-weekend on the Thursday, and the Saturday show all are simulcast to Rumble. So if you're into supporting the alt tech platforms, go ahead and watch there or watch together or whatever you want. And all the crowd on Rumble, I can see you. Hello. Enjoy yourself. Number 2, this coming Monday watch party is going to be Scary Movie. Another movie we will be covering the following week for parody month. And I forgot about the third one. So let's begin with our first segment of the night. It is called Behind the Screens.
Action, take 2.
I remembered this last Thursday, Chris Gore was on this channel talking about Attack of the Duck. It is the Attack of the Show / G4 TV documentary coming out this coming Monday, April 24th. Check out the interview, check out that show, and take it away, All My Feelings. Behind the Screens is where we go to All My Feelings, and we get the lowdown on everything behind the scenes, the production stuff, everything. Go, sir.
So, just to start off, you would assume a movie like this wouldn't make a lot of money, right? It had a $15 million budget, but it did actually garner in $66.5 million internationally.
Not
So
too
it's
bad.
actually a good return on investment. And after the success of Scary Movie, they wanted to branch off into different kind of genres. So originally, this was actually going to be called Teen Movie.
Okay.
Then they started production and filming, and they realized we should probably change the name.
Yeah. I figured as much. There's so many, like, I've got it here lined up so when we start to talk about this, but the amount of other movies this movie references,
oh, it's astronomical.
Actually tops Scary Movie.
Oh yeah,
actually tops it in so many various ways. But do continue, sir.
Yes. The original ending was scrapped due to poor audience test reception. So that's when they brought in Molly Ringwald.
Oh, interesting.
She actually helped co-write the new ending, the ending that you saw in the theatrical release.
That's very interesting. You know why I'm saying that? Because it felt one of those scenes where it's ad-libbed. But if you said she wrote it, that means she's kind of into what they're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll discuss what the alternate ending was when we get to the ending of the film, because it's not good. It's a good thing that they changed it.
Evening, Paul. Evening. Sit back, relax. We're going to have some fun tonight.
So if you notice that the filmmakers, even though they reference it and half of the premise of it is really She's All That, Janie's story with Jake, they couldn't actually get the rights or the blessing from the creators of She's All That. So if you notice at the beginning when Janie's masturbating and she's watching She's All That, the screen is blurry.
It's blurry, yeah.
Yeah. That's not because that she's poor, which could have been a play on that, but no, it was because they couldn't get the rights, so they had to blur out the image.
But she does mention Freddie Prinze Jr.'s name.
She mentions Freddie Prinze Jr. The movie itself, She's All That, is mentioned specifically by Molly Ringwald.
Yes.
And by Janie at the very end at the airport. So yeah, it's like, they knew what they were doing. They could make parodies of it, but they didn't actually just specifically have anything from the film directly in it.
Yeah.
However, one person who was actually all for it, because he gave his blessing for it, was John Hughes. John Hughes thought it was actually hilarious that they were doing a mockery of it, because this is like Mel Brooks making a parody of my film.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. That's awesome. Why, if you notice, it's John Hughes High School.
It's John Hughes High School, and there's a banner called Save Ferris on it, right?
Yes, the Ferris Bueller's character in this is absolutely hilarious too.
Yeah,
we're gonna get to him. If you notice, it was the Anthony Michael Dining Hall.
I did not notice it. I'm pretty sure
And
I'm
the
saying this
Harry
outright.
Dean Stadium.
I'm telling you outright. There are tons of Easter eggs in this movie
So many.
that when I watched it on the Monday watch party, we actually had quite a bit of a crowd over on the Rumble side, but they didn't quite get what I was trying to do because they expected the movie to be on because Rumble is a little bit
Because
more free
Rumble's a very
spirited, I would say.
laissez-faire. Let's put it that
Laissez-faire with the
way. Yeah.
copyright infringement
Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, I had to explain it like 4 or 5 times. Hey, dude, I laughed so hard I missed quite a few references, and I
Don't worry.
absolutely
I'll
know
be
it.
bringing up a lot of them.
I'm counting. I have a list here on some stuff. Like I said, I have some lists here on because I was like watching. And I was like, oh, this is from that character from there. It's that character from there. And sometimes some of the characters in some scenes are from one movie, but in some
Yeah, well,
other
a lot of
scenes
them
are
are
from
actually amalgamations too.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's weird.
Yeah.
Please continue. I'm sorry.
So in several languages, the film was actually released as Not Another Dumb American Movie.
Which is very fitting, by the way.
In Russia, it was actually when it's translated, it's Not a Children's Movie.
Also very accurate.
Accurate.
Very
Yes.
accurate.
Chris Evans actually is singing Janie's Got a Gun.
Okay.
They didn't ADR that. And also the whole prom night song,
Mhm.
those were all the actual actors singing in those roles. They didn't bring in fake people or do any ADR.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Cool. That's cool.
that's interesting. The entire cast is actually, if you notice, it's actually played multiple times throughout this, and this film is so quintessentially late 90s, early 2000s, it's just over the top. But Marilyn Manson had a video for Tainted Love, and the actual cover is played in the movie several times. Almost the entire cast is in the actual music video for Marilyn Manson's Tainted Love cover.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I've watched that video several times. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, the soundtrack is legit great.
It is. It's literally just
legitimately so good.
If you think of anything from 1999 to 2001 that was kind of a pop hit or a kind of an alt hit, it was in there. They played Blue Monday by Orgy in the middle of a scene, and I'm just like, okay.
Yes. It's so much that transitional period between like the end of the 90s and the start of the 2000s.
Yeah.
And it was all featured in other like teen movies or somewhat similar to teen movies, but from that era. So there are references to teen movies from the 80s, but not so much that music. The music, it's much more 2000s.
Yeah. Reggie Ray's actor, Ron Lester, played this similar role in Varsity Blues. They both had a pet pig because Ron Lester actually owned a pet pig. And you know what the pigs' names were?
Surprise me.
The ones in the film, Sausage and Bacon.
Okay. And in real life?
The same.
Okay. Fine.
Mark Ruffalo turned down the role of Jake.
Not surprised. I'm not.
This was
surprised.
when he was at the bottom of his career. Like he had a couple of TV roles that didn't really pan out too well for him.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny that more than one Avenger was for the role of Jake.
Oh, I didn't even think about it. That they're both Avengers.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
One thing that's missing in there actually is what they refer to as in the uncut script. That has basically that they have one that's theatrical for runtime, and they usually have another version that's for TV. The TV version actually has one scene that's not actually in the theatrical release, which is odd because typically it's always the other way around.
Yeah.
They actually mentioned a little bit more what the bet is about in the TV version, But in both versions, they never actually really give any stakes. The only one who has stakes is Catherine with Jake. Because
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I guess. I didn't even think about it. Because
yeah.
in the moment, you don't think, oh, okay,
Because Austin makes the
he's
bet,
gonna
and then
date her or not date her.
Malik says on the side, and I have a side bet for you that coming out of this, you're going to become a better person.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, when you watch it, it's like you don't even care. It's all about the chase, I guess, right? And you don't even think about
Well, you're also thinking like
you
you're
kind of
also
fill
trying
in
to
the
look
blanks,
around.
to be honest. And
Well,
it's a
and also
parody, so anything can happen.
on the parody, but you're also looking around like, so what's the next reference line? Where is it?
Yeah, that's right.
Where's the next thing? Come on, I
That's
know
right.
it's coming. So,
All right. Anything else?
everything else is actually just in the dialogue.
In
So.
whatever when we get to it. Whew, so
There's
I've
a
got
really funny bit about Chris Evans later that, oh boy, can't wait to talk about that because he was very uncomfortable.
ooh, whip
No, it wasn't that one.
Wow. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 12 different movies that had references, Easter eggs, all that stuff in this movie. And I'm sure I've passed
There
about
are,
4 more.
I believe that there in total there were 23.
23 different movies. Damn.
Yes, because I don't know if you noticed this, but there's even one that's very subversive but very low on the list. There's a Less Than Zero reference in this?
Really?
Yeah.
Is it
Speaking of kind of a Less Than Zero
wait.
thing,
Is it the guy who's playing the fake Paul Walker that does it?
kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of kind of Less Than Zero and the concept of that, on a one kind of sad note, which she got better, was Chyler Leigh, who played Janie Briggs.
Mm-hmm. She broke her nose.
No.
She snorted a lot of fentanyl laced coke.
Just say it was snowing a lot on set.
Oh.
She had massive, massive addiction problems, but she did finally overcome them when the director actually came to her and said, Chyler, you're looking very, very thin. Like unhealthily thin.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Which version of Janie do you prefer? Do you prefer glasses Janie? Or do you prefer I need to scroll.
See, I got it. Take the glasses off. At least the ponytail. And don't forget the paint-covered overalls. Ugh.
Or do you prefer no glasses Janie? Because I'm definitely in camp glasses.
It depends on the shot.
What do you mean?
Well, because when no glasses Janie is just walking around, her and glasses Janie are kind of the same, really. They're on the same par. With her, with full makeup and the prom dress, yeah, she looks better there.
Nope. Glasses Janie takes no glasses Janie every single time. Why are you pestering me? Thank you. Goodbye. All right, cool. So first scene, we are coming in hot. And I mean hot to trot.
And you mean definitely coming in.
Yeah,
all right.
it's definitely coming in. What the fuck was that dildo doing? Because she was all up in it. Yeah. And if you haven't watched this movie before and you're like, whoa, this is like XXX territory here. It's like, did this movie got like an NC-17?
No,
there is.
believe it just got an R rating. It just got an R rating because, well, there's a lot. Well, I mean, come on.
There's literally a naked woman running around.
Her name is Areola, for
and
Christ's
her
sake.
name is Areola.
And what's funny is too, is as a funny aside, she was actually a Power Ranger not but 2 years prior to this.
Are you fucking kidding me? What
No.
color?
Yellow.
Oh. Well,
It would have been funnier if she was pink. I know.
Of course. It has to be funnier when she's pink. So we got a full-on scene with our girl Janie in bed doing her thing. Then, of course, the entire family trickles in, including the minister.
Is Grandma and Grandpa coming with the cake, the minister, and then all the kids that she helps teach?
Yes.
Of course.
Which, again, just adds to it, builds and builds and builds. And, of course, she builds and builds and builds and then releases with Granny getting the dildo. Not in her face. She gets the whipped cream in her face, but the dildo
in the cake,
straight into the cake. Perfect. And having Randy Quaid as your dad, as your crazy Vietnam vet dad.
They didn't realize how actually fucking perfect that casting was.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, my feelings is going to mention that fact that Randy Quaid is completely off his rocker right now. And I was like, I think we knew it back in 1994 in Independence Day.
Yeah.
It's like basically the same character.
Wow, he really,
air.
plays a crazy guy really well.
Yeah. Sort of like a typecasting.
No, I wonder, is he method acting?
And then, of course, we got the narrator at the start of the school.
I was gonna say no. Right before there, the sign of the high school literally lays out the entire plot.
Yes, yes. It's weird, but it it's there for parody. It's like, oh, look, it's this. This is gonna happen, and yeah. But you go along with
Monday
it because
orientation, Tuesday something like Thursday was the party, then Friday was prom.
Yes.
It's like, all right.
But this is the stage where we get like the opening's over, and then we get we get introduction to all the different characters. So we get the introduction to
we have the narrator, who is hilarious because that's Ted from How I Met Your Mother.
Yes. I know.
And the way he narrates like that, he was like, hey, don't worry, we're not into clicks around here. So all of you guys, you need to go over there. All of you slutty girls, you need to go over there. Hey, how's it going?
Exactly.
Not you nerdy guy, you go over there. And you notice that the football players?
Yeah.
JOCKS. It's like.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we get up, and of course, John Hughes High School. Has to be.
Oh, well, there is the bit when Janie's getting pulled up, and Randy Quaid delivers those lines so perfectly. He's like, "You probably shouldn't be out drinking and driving, Dad." Like, "Oh no, don't worry about it. I'll be out drinking and driving. I'll probably just be too shit faced to remember to pick you guys up."
Yeah.
And Janie's books, if you notice too, she's reading that one book, How to Be a Unique and Rebellious Teenage Girl, and at the end it's like how to fall in love with the teenage with the popular boy without losing your teenage rebelliousness later.
And it's literally like a running joke. It comes up in different kind of titles later on.
And Ricky, her friend, is sitting right next to her, like, how to win over the uniquely popular girl.
Her fucking simp. Before it had a name, simp. It was literally.
Well, that's a play on. That's an old teenage trope.
Of course, that's the old teenage trope. Of course, it is the best friend who really wants to get into your pants, but you don't see him because he's your friend.
Like the concept of the friend zone actually exists because of characters like that.
Yeah, but to me,
and also like that's where girls like have that thing where like the friend zone thing really pisses them off because like no, he just wants to get with you. He doesn't really want to be your friend.
Exactly, but the thing is, it's not like he's not hiding it. He's like, overtly saying it to her, but
And
she's
I
so
pick up
oblivious.
little pieces of Janie's hair and roll them into little Janie balls.
I was literally yelling throughout the stream. It's like, simp!
Yeah.
And of course, through the introduction, we get the introduction to Jake, his old crew, and then we get introduction to this. It's like, this is the ultimate thing. It's like the white dudes who pretend to be black dudes.
Yes, that was, and the character's name is Bruce, and he's played by Sam Levine, who he's a small bit actor. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But no, it's just funny because he's actually gone on record in interviews saying like, "This is the most embarrassing role of my entire career."
And I think at this point, it's after the non-Asian guy who's playing an Asian guy just ran through these guys, and they're actually commenting on how fake he is,
how
and
fake he is,
trying to pretend to be somebody else.
He's trying to be Asian. Don't he know he's white?
And of course, we also get introduction to Jaime Prestly's character, which is Priscilla, I believe, right?
Yes, Priscilla.
The name of the character. And we
do you know the reason why her character's name is Priscilla?
No.
They actually hired they cast Jaime Prestly because she looked like Priscilla Presley.
Really? She doesn't really look like Priscilla Presley at all.
They thought she did enough.
They thought, well, it's casting directors. So
yeah.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
So we got introduction to the just figuring out all the dynamics before we dive into the full on jokes. There are jokes along the way. We get introduced to like Malik.
We have Ricky who is like, oh, don't have to worry about me. I'm just a token black guy. I'm supposed to be just sit here and say
shit and whack and all that stuff.
Oh shit! God damn! No. God damn! That shit is whack. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he does so right after when there's a scene right after that with Catherine. I mean, like, didn't she graduate 4 years ago?
Yeah, Mia, the actress is Mia Kirshner, and she is legitimately fucking creepy in this. And this is literally Sarah Michelle Gellar's character in Cruel Intentions.
Yeah,
which it becomes more. It doesn't seem more apparent here. Here it seems like she's like the older woman that kind of had a thing for Jake or something.
No,
but
it's his
later on, she's literally like, "Oh, she's a sister."
Yeah,
and they have that Cruel Intentions kind of bit with.
Well, they have that line too later where his dad, who actually was Ferris Bueller's father in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes,
but he tries to hook him up with his mom. It's like, and then later he talks to Catherine, like, "What is wrong with this family?"
Yeah, because the sister wants to fuck him, and then the dad, because he wants Jake to be as close to him as possible, so he has to go to Princeton. He has to go to this. He has to do this. Oh, and you have to fuck the mom because I fucked her.
Yeah.
Damn.
Then before that too, they have the line where we have Bruce, Ox, and Mitch Briggs, Janie's younger brother, how they're supposed to be like the loser three. And basically, it's an amalgamation of characters from American Pie, from 16 Candles, from like several other John Hughes films, but they all have this same concept. It was
literally the trio, kind of, not the middle guy who was like the fake, like Bender. He did like multiple choice. The blonde, the Janie's brother. He was John Bender, but he was also the nerdy guy from 16 Candles. Or Pretty in Pink. The one where at the end he gets right?
Yeah, yes.
Kind of guy.
Well, and also he's also, you know, the main character from American Pie as well. So it's like it's all just rolled into one.
But the two dudes, the guy who pretends to be Asian and the tall, skinny, nerdy guy, they kind of reminded me of the dynamic in Freaks and Geeks.
Very much so, yeah.
The tall nerdy guy with the glasses and the small little guy with the fucking black hair. I thought for a second it's the same actor, but no,
No, it's not.
it's
No,
not
it's
the
not.
same.
Mm-mm.
It's
No,
not the same.
but just as they were walking, like, it's so difficult to get laid in high school while they have the PA announcement going, and Sex Club is going to meet on Thursday afternoon, and there's a big sign on the wall that just says abstinence doesn't work. Trust us.
And we forgot to mention while Jake is talking to Priscilla in the background,
The American Beauty, yeah,
the American Beauty guy,
because she says, "Why are you going with him? Because he's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." And then he points,
he's an
like,
artiste.
and then he points to the bag, he's like, and the bag.
Yeah. What was the deal with the bag? I don't remember the reference of it.
That's from American Beauty.
The bag is also from American Beauty?
Yeah.
I know the guy is from
the
American
character,
Beauty.
no, because he's filming that saying this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Well,
Okay.
when we review American Beauty, you'll watch it again and go, got it.
All right. So, no, I can't show this.
I was like, Janie in art class?
No, yeah, Janie in art class goes like crazy. It's like, oh, she's going all what's the name of that? The guy with the droplets of
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock. That's it. I was like, oh, she's going all Jackson Pollock, and then when you see the picture, it's literally like it's little kitty.
It's a stick figure with a girl smiling in a sun.
And it comes up later again where Jake comes to visit her.
What's
your
that
art
painting
is
up?
so beautiful, and you look at the art like.
It's like, who is that?
This?
It's me and my mother. Oh, you have her eyes. There's these two black dots.
Anyway, she's sent to the principal's office because she has to tutor this foreign exchange student called Ariola, which for some reason, because she's Italian, they're okay with this. That she is completely naked. Now, the actress...
Well, you notice what's so great about this, too, is the fact that it's played completely straight.
Oh, yeah.
But because no one notices the fact that she's nude throughout the entire film. If you notice, no one mentions a word about it. The only one who mentions it once is Janie.
The only thing I have to add here, and that goes for every scene where you see Ariola, because she's there in the football game and nobody cares, and she's like in certain different places and certain different times, and nobody cares about her nudity. The actress herself, let's just say she is very brave. It's very different to have sort of like a sex scene where you have a very close set. There are people around, but not too many. And as opposed to like a football game where you have a lot of extras around, and she is fully naked. So I'm giving her props for.
Well, if you notice too, in most of the scenes, she's either by herself or with one or two actors, except for the football scene, which if you notice that they don't really show people's faces in that.
They downsized it for the car, but she's still there with quite a few people. Yeah. I'm just giving her props for brave.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean,
if she in her real life she's a nudist and she doesn't care, that's fine.
Yeah.
But most likely it's a very difficult thing to be naked around people.
Well, and after again, she just came from being on a kids show.
Exactly. It's literally like Vanessa Hudgens decides to do that role.
Yeah. And of course, that's also just a play off of Nadia from American Pie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The who, the what, the where, we know, but just the fact that it was done.
Then we have the next setup for right after there's that the two guys talking about the older lady,
some old lady, yeah,
it's a never been kissed gag, and obviously the actress that they hired is definitely a woman in her late 50s.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. Yeah,
Selena Vincent. Yes, yep, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. Yep,
exactly. So we have that reference, and we don't actually get to see her. Then you see her sitting there like a very old lady, not just a mature lady like Drew Barrymore, like way older lady, which is very obvious that
Mhm.
it's her, but she's wearing the same. The first time you see her, she is actually wearing the same outfit that Drew Barrymore
More war. Yep.
wore. This it was that like white with the frizzled around. It's like, oh, if you didn't get the verbal reference, you'll definitely get the visual reference.
Reference, yeah. Then we have working from there right into the prom material, into the she's all that bet.
Yeah. And it kind of, not really, kind of ties in with 10 Things I Hate
I
About
hate
You.
about you. Yes, which right afterward
Which
is
is
right in the
not the
English
same
class.
bet,
Yeah.
but it is the same bet. It's
Kind of.
sort not a bet, but in 10 Things I Hate About You, it's like you will date this sister so I can date the other sister, sort of, and you get paid for it. It's not really a bet. It's more like a deal. But it rings the same kind of notes because it does practically the same thing in terms of storyline and progression and all that.
Yeah. Oh, one thing too, just as an aside, if you've noticed that Malik has a different hairstyle in every single scene that he's in.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did notice that. Why? Because I guess black males are very stylish. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, because I have
Jacob,
no
I'm
idea,
not touching that one, buddy.
because this is awkward, we're going on our first segment of the night. Plus, what are you saying? You're saying Jacob is not a stylish man.
I'm saying he is. I just don't want to apply the stereotype.
Jacob will be here with us next week talking about Scary Movie. Missing Marquee is our game where we take 10 posters of the movies, have their text written off, we display them in Oh My Feelings, and the chat will have to guess which movie this is. Chat, it's going to be hard on you. Even though the lag has been lowered on the old YouTube side, it's going to be rough. Let's go.
Cars.
Cars is correct.
Is that just Creed?
Creed is correct. This one is
Gemini.
tough. Gemini Man is correct.
Oh, Midnight in Paris.
Midnight in
One of
Paris,
Woody Harrelson's best
correct.
films. Space Jam.
Space Jam. This one's tough. This one's tough.
Ooh.
This is not Steve McQueen,
Yeah.
so it's not that movie. It's a different movie.
No clue. Mm-mm.
Chat. We're looking at you. This is obviously a war movie, probably talking about escape, but this is not The Great Escape. This is Stalag 17. Correct, Paul.
Wow. I have
you.
actually never seen that film. So, Stripes. Oh, is that Lawrence of Arabia?
No, this is not Lawrence of Arabia. No, this is a different movie. Different part of the African continent. This is Michael Caine. This is Sean Connery.
Yeah.
The man who would be king is correct,
Right.
Paul.
Meth can go fuck himself.
This is Barbara Bach and Roger Moore.
That's not Thunderball.
Not Thunderball.
It's one of the James Bonds that I know I don't know the name of, and you know I don't know the name of it.
If you know Austin Powers, you might know this one. That's all I'm saying.
How many films of James Bond did Austin Powers reference?
3. Oh, actually, it only referenced 2.
2?
Yes.
Really?
Man
So it's
of
not Dr.
Mystery.
No?
Man of Mystery is not a reference to any of the James Bond movies. So you have 2 more.
I thought you meant in the film.
No, there's the name of this movie.
Oh,
There's
in it?
a reference for it in Austin Powers.
Just in the title itself?
Yes. No,
international man.
the spy who
who
loved
loved
me
me.
/ the spy who shagged me. Thank you,
Okay,
Paul.
you didn't specify which Austin Powers film, so that one's
I
on you,
said
Meth.
there's two. Goldmember is Goldfinger with Sean Connery. The spy who shagged me / the spy who loved me
Hey,
is Roger Moore. There's
you
dude.
just mentioned Austin Powers. That's the new Tomb Raider, and it's
That's
not
the new
very
Tomb
good.
Raider with Alicia Vikander. Yes, sir, indeed. Correct.
So out of the movies that I would not know, not a bad.
I didn't think you'd know Stalag because you didn't know Stalag the
Stalag.
first time it came up like a year plus
I
ago.
still have not seen it.
Yeah, it's an oldie one. It's an oldie one. Like if in your life you haven't seen, I don't know, The Great Escape. Let's say The Great
I've
Escape.
seen The Great Escape, yeah.
Yeah, but in your life you haven't seen The Great Escape and you haven't seen Stalag 17, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
They're great movies, but
I'm surprised I remember
they're
Gemini Man,
of
to be
their
honest.
time. They're
Because that
of
movie
their
was
time.
bad.
Definitely. All right, cool. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Do we want to mention? I think this part with the poems is for me the weakest part of the entire movie.
Yes, I think so, because the only thing that's important about it is it's a play off of 10 Things I Hate About You. Then it actually is an odd turnabout reference of Dead Poet Society.
Really?
Yeah.
I was trying because literally I was sitting there like this and I was like, okay, there's the simp who's trying to get into Janie's pants with the poems, and everybody knows he's trying to do it because everybody was groaning that he wants to come up to the poem again.
Yeah.
I was like, is that like Fast Times in Ridgemont High or what reference do I get from this? And it's like, I don't know. And to me, again, this was the weakest point from a very, very strong.
Well, and then
parody.
it's juxtaposed with the three guys in the in the air duct. It's actually kind of a play on Porky's in a way.
Oh yeah, kind of.
And then I completely forgot for the longest time. I'm like, I know I've seen that gag that the critical drinker always uses, where the girl goes, "Oops," and like,
oh,
I forgot it was from this movie.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It was. Let's just say that half of the thing was boring. The other half was interesting because the three guys are trying to do a Porky's thing,
Yeah.
but not really, and all they get is shit in their face. And then we get the obvious "Bring It" reference.
Yeah.
One of them. Every
Yeah.
time they do like a cheerleader thing, it always comes to "Bring It" with what's her face?
Kirsten Dunst was in
Kirsten
that, right?
Dunst.
Yeah.
That's it. And this was one of
And
them.
wasn't Gabrielle Union in that too?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. So this is where they do the tryouts and they get the weird 1950s looking
Susie.
chick.
Yeah. Susie.
And she is massively Tourette syndrome.
It's just that it's supposed to be, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, people thought Tourette's was fucking hilarious. So they had to throw a scene in there.
Hello, it is still hilarious.
Yeah.
Eliza Dushku was in that movie. Yes, thank you, Jacob.
Oh, yes, yeah, and Bring It. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Bring It. Yeah. We got a
We
little
also
bit
had
of flash.
the other the side bit too, where Jake's flashbacks.
Yeah,
But
Jake's
before that,
flashbacks.
we have the thing where Jake first is talking to Janie, and she has that correction, like, "You haven't talked to me in 4 years." No, actually, it was 6 years. That one time I was waving at the person behind you at the. I was like, "This is not a way to start a conversation."
I love this.
The clock is 20 minutes fast. Yeah, I love the fact that the Jake's flashback is all just one giant Rudy gag.
It's not. Oh, I had people in the chat, and everybody said, "This is Rudy. This is Rudy." This is not a Rudy reference. This is an obscure movie. It is a Corey Haim movie.
Yes, it is.
And
It's both of them, though.
and the chick from
Yeah.
Goonies the movie's name is Lucas.
Yes.
Now, Rudy and Lucas were kind of at the same time, so late 80s. Sean Astin was Rudy and Corey Haim was Lucas. And yes, it was kind of an amalgamation of that kind of story. But because the guy was in glasses, I was like, I'm going with a Lucas reference.
It's Lucas for the reference, but for the actual framing of the shot, how the game was already over and they brought Rudy in at the very end. Like that was specifically a Rudy reference.
Okay, I get it. I think Paul was in the chat and he was like, "Oh, this is Rudy, dude. This is absolute Rudy." And I vehemently said, "No, this is Lucas. It's just missing the girl." But yeah, it's all the same. So why am I going with the clock is 20 minutes late? It's because we have the obvious. Again,
Breakfast
this
Club.
trio is like an American Pie trio, but also Janie's brother is also John Bender from The Breakfast Club, and they're literally in a detention hall, and the principal is the same principal from The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's so
Paul Gleason just showing up in that movie. I remember when I saw this first in the theater, and I'm like, oh, I get that.
And he keeps giving them more and more detention because it's like, do you want another one? It's like, another one. Another one. It's a bit of over exaggeration. By the way, Ox is named after Ox in American Pie. He's also with the
Oz.
Oz,
yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
He also has the same jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of
the same haircut.
Yes,
Chris Klein
kind of the same, but not
name,
really because he's not a jock.
Yeah.
He's a nerd, a geek, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that detention scene, and then we get the father scene as well with the mom.
It's just great that they got the actor who played Ferris Bueller's father to come back in, but didn't actually play the Ferris Bueller's character.
No, he didn't play Ferris Bueller's dad, but it's his dad.
And you don't even have to go to Yale. You can just go there for 4 years, and afterward you can come work for the company, like I did.
Yeah. And on TV, there's Pretty in Pink. I think it's Janie's watching. It literally switched from Jake to Janie, and Janie's watching on the old cabinet TV. My grandmother had one of those. This is the American version. My grandmother had a what's the name of the company? It's a German company. It's called I think it's called Metz or Gretz or something like that. And it's just as big, but much less ornate, because German people are not really into ornate things, but they are into like cubic, massive things. It was good TV though. And she watches, I'm not sure if it's 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink, but it kind of harkens to the ending scene, but you don't know it yet.
Well, it's funny too, because the what she's watching is actually just a direct correlation to the conversation she ends up having with Randy Quaid, her dad. Like, right then. It was like, well, if he's just after you to get in your pants, I say go for it. You can use the popularity points, and maybe then they'll stop throwing bags of shit all over our house.
Yeah. They're like, are you just slutting your daughter? Well, it's a parody. So yeah, you're slutting your daughter.
Yeah.
And then of course, it literally ping pongs back to Jake and again, I don't know the character's name, but it's Mia Kirshner. Catherine? Okay.
Yeah.
And Catherine is going full on.
Did you notice that her bed is covered in plastic?
Yes.
Now, this is the scene that I wanted to mention that made Chris Evans very uncomfortable. Apparently, he was very, very attracted to Mia Kirshner.
Oh no. Mia Kirshner is as an actress is a very complicated person. She is crazy. She
Well,
is
she was
very crazy, and she takes on roles
that
that put her in
people
very
are
difficult
very
situations all the time.
time, and she's also pretty much always crazy in them. Like her other really big role was in The L Word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And she was the crazy lesbian in that one. It was like, she was hot, but she is crazy. And I was like, hello, Amber Heard. Hello. But yeah.
So they have the conversation there where she's like, "Oh, so here's the 3 rules," and the ponytail glasses, and when he says, "Don't forget about the paint covered overalls," he just like, "Oh."
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, Jake wants to get into Janie's pants because there's a bet going on. Plus, he wants to, or for some reason, and he sees an opportunity. Her brother gets beat because he's a geek or a nerd, and then what he proceeds to do is break the fight and beat the ever living shit out
out
of
of the kid.
out of her brother. Which
This was a complete
doesn't,
mistake. He swung
yeah,
on him because he just was swinging.
yeah.
And then we have
And
the clear 10 things I hate about you reference where I love the fact that they were able to utilize Janie's got a gun and be like, no, seriously, Janie Briggs got a gun.
yeah. The thing is this, he's literally he's holding it, the mic, everything, the setup,
Just like Steven Tyler.
exactly like Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, thank you. It's just a little reference, it's just a little homage, and it works. And of course, the 2 cops come in and arrest Janie because you're not allowed to have guns in schools because America, baby.
Well, and this is actually when this was being shot, it was less than a year after Columbine. So, still fresh on the mind.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. However, wait, I need to have that mankini coming in. Janie goes to visit Jake, and she watches Jake's accomplishment kind of trophy cabinet, and it's like Jake's first steps. It's like, what? Jake's first whatever, and he comes in.
No, they have the picture of Jake goes to Princeton with the because there wasn't Photoshop back then, so they just cut out a picture of Jake's head and put it on his father's body.
Exactly.
And yes, the Varsity Blues reference, yeah.
The alley larder special, I call it.
Yes. Well, it was a banana split. Just I don't like this either. And when he turns around,
no, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat a sundae. It's like, good. This is a banana split. And when he turns around, he's got a banana sticking out his ass. Because I was like, okay, the banana is in the front. Yeah. No. It gave me a chuckle.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Then we have the buildup of Preston, who is the Ferris of this, talking to his parents as they're leaving. It's like, Preston, where the kegs go? Because his parents are like, don't have a party, don't do this. Like, we're gonna call you when we get there. Like, oh, mom, I'm gonna be so strung out, then I won't be able to even. I won't even know who I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so drugged out of my mind. I was like, I wouldn't care. It's like,
what's great is because his character is not only his character is also an amalgamation. He's not only Ferris, but he's also Tom Cruise's character in Risky Business.
Yeah, from Risky Business. Exactly. Yeah. I was half expecting them to do the Risky Business thing.
Oh, the slide in? Yeah.
The slide in. Yeah. But if you notice, and I've noticed it, and I noticed it when I was doing the thing, when I was watching it, because it was on my mind, and I wanted to say something. Then a split second before I wanted to say it, I'll flash it back up. They have carpets.
Yeah.
So whatever set they were using, they couldn't do that.
Do it.
If they wanted to.
Yeah.
But that's movie thing. I'm absolutely sure they would do that, and that actor would have done that. But it happens. So he brings in Jake is bringing Catherine to give Janie a makeover. And of course, she takes off her glasses, and we have another.
It's like, no, when she undoes the ponytail, she's like, "That's it. I'm a genius."
Yes. Very much like Cruel Intentions, when
yes.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is changing Selma Blair, and all she does is takes off her like bow or something and necklace. I don't remember what exactly, and she changes. It's like, I'm done.
Well, that and the same thing exactly happens in She's All That with Rachel Lee Cook, where they just take off her glasses and put down her hair, and it's like, you're done.
You're done. Exactly. And the thing for me is she goes for like this awkward kiss, just like the Sarah Michelle Gellar
For Cruel Intentions, yeah.
famous kiss with Selma Blair. And I was like, I'm also getting turned on too. God damn. And I'm on camera.
But they actually do the famous one later with the...
Yes.
We're going to get to that line. That line's very funny.
So we got party coming in, and of course they drive like 2 houses because they live down the block.
That was actually a gag. That was a parody from Road Trip.
I don't remember that from Road Trip, but okay. Yeah. That's another
because it was
one.
Everything that they had already packed up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. And they drove literally 20 feet.
Yeah. But so he goes a little bit too much with the Asian, but it's fine.
Because it's supposed to be over the top. So it's terrible, but it makes
fine.
sense.
Yeah. I like this scene is fucking hilarious. So Malik comes into the party, and there's another
whoa
tokenized black guy here. He's like, yeah.
There's only supposed to be one of us here.
Yes. Just one of us. I just came in, so you can go. And they're both like, oh,
I'm sorry,
dude,
man.
I'm sorry. And he leaves. And what the fuck? Hey, it is what it is.
Yes,
it's funny.
Oh, they do have the then Areola when she's walking through and everyone's ignoring it, and the one girl goes, "She's wore the exact same outfit as me," and she's completely naked. It's like,
yes,
okay, that's funny. Then they had the mocking of the freeze frame. We didn't mention with Amanda Becker, the character that Mitch Briggs, the younger brother, is in love with.
Yeah.
How when they have Ted. Well, I can't remember the actor's
Lacey
name.
Ted Mosby's character.
Yeah, but he looks over like, we can't talk until she moves. And when she finally does, one girl in the back goes like, God, she took forever this time.
I've got the reference note here because I knew I would miss the name of it. It's called the movie's reference. The whole character comes from Can't Hardly Wait.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of a virgin teen movie.
I believe that is Melissa Joan Hart.
No. Melissa Joan Hart is from some other movie.
She's been in a lot of them.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah. Can't Hardly Wait. It has Jennifer Love Hewitt in it.
That's right, and that's why the character looks so much like Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Was Amanda.
Yeah.
And Lacey Charvet and Jennifer Love Hewitt did Table for Five, so they got Lacey Charvet to do a mock-up.
You mean Party of Five?
Party of Five.
Yeah.
Did I say table?
Table for Five.
Table for Five. I'm
That's
telling
a completely
you why I'm
different thing.
that. It's because no. In Hebrew,
okay.
Party of Five is Table for Five. It's literally that's
okay.
That's the name. That's
all right.
I knew I said it wrong when I said it live. It's Party of Five. Yeah, but she plays Amanda, but it's the same Amanda from Can't Hardly Wait. Melissa Joan Hart. Where was she in? She was not in. In the 10 Things I Hate About You, because that's Erica Olenek and Julia Stiles.
Julia Stiles mostly.
That's the two sisters. It's mostly Julia Stiles.
I can't remember, but I know. Well, she's been in so many teenage things. Like, first of all, she was Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, and when she came on, it was like, oh.
And also she was even in her earlier careers. She was in Clarissa Explains It All, which was She was actually in her teens playing a teenager back then in the early 90s.
I think Paul is referencing Jennifer Love Hewitt
Love
rather
Hewitt,
than
yeah.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
And Melissa Joan Hart, oddly enough, is in this movie. She's coming right up.
Yeah, like I said, she was in it. It was like, oh, from which teen movie? She was in one of them that I remember, and she's been in sort of basically the same role in that one too.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, that's
I've never even been kissed.
Yeah, which is, and she literally drops in the line. I was like, that's a bit too on the nose for anybody who didn't catch the full-on white suit with the frizzly things. Okay. Yeah. Where is it?
We have the never been kissed, and then after that line, Catherine's next line. Oh, God.
This was on stream disgusting. I was visibly wincing. And
the line that Catherine had to, like, she leans back afterwards. She goes, "So have you ever eaten pussy before?"
I was like, I mean,
this
I
movie,
want to, but I don't want to. This movie's
drive me crazy. Yeah, with
Yes, thank you, Paul. Thank you. I'll have it
because it's Vince from Entourage. Yeah, but I can never remember that guy's name.
I'll pull it up. You go on. The next scene is,
so we have the
when they humiliate Janie.
Well, they have the Almost Famous bit.
Yes.
I'm a golden god. And then the whole bit where she's pouring the water on the wet dress.
Yes, where it's there for laughs, but
yeah,
it was funny.
And then Janie running around the pool and then stopping and then she keeps running
right back out because there was nowhere to go. There was no back way to get out, so she comes back in.
And then we have the bit with the slow clap guy.
Oh,
and that's when Melissa Joan Hart comes in and goes, "No, you'll know the right time for a slow clap."
And that comes from Drive Me Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she was there because that whole scene with her comes from that movie she was in. Adrienne Garnier,
yeah.
And by the way, Ali Larder was in Drive Me Crazy too.
Yeah. Which is funny because Adrienne Grenier works with music artist that I like that you would like, Mishka Shuble. He is Hebrew, but no.
What do you mean by that? Do I have to know everybody who speaks Hebrew?
No, I'm just saying you would like his music. He just happens
with you.
He just happens to be a Heb.
He's actually a Heb. What? A Heb?
You Jew motherfucker, you.
Thank you, Joe Pesci. Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate that. Don't punch me. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I love to make you wince. I absolutely adore it.
Yes, that's right, Paul. Yes, Betty Chase was the original Aquaman. If you watch Entourage, he stars as Aquaman.
Okay.
In an alternate universe, yeah.
I've never consistently watched Entourage.
Then he played Pablo Escobar.
Okay. And the one thing I loved about Entourage was Jeremy Piven's character.
Yeah.
Because he was crazy.
Ari, yeah. Ari was great, yeah. So then we have, moving on from there, where Jake goes
we got the clap thing. You had the Melissa Joan Hart. Oh, I got her.
Yep,
she's a very attractive young woman. Now she's a very attractive 45-year-old woman.
If you want to watch her anything, just turn on the Hallmark Channel. You'll catch her at some point in time.
Yep.
My mom watches Hallmark Channel. Like Christmas, that's it. You can't change a channel because mom's watching Hallmark movies all goddamn day long.
I didn't even know Hallmark still exists.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so Jake comes in to visit Janie because she ran away,
It's like,
and she's
how'd
like,
you get in? The door was locked. There's a hole in the side
"Yeah,
of your
there's a
house.
hole in the wall. I can get in." That's after she actually destroyed the stairway when she went down in the heels and dress and everything. Yeah, the eyes bit is right there.
Yes. I mentioned.
Just wanted to mention that. Uh, this is great. I don't know what it references. Probably Teen Wolf or something. But dancing is strictly prohibited in
You
John
don't
Hughes
realize
High
that?
No, where is it from?
Footloose.
Oh, fuck. How? How did I forget that? I am so dumb. I was like, I'm looking at it. It's like, I know this comes from something. And I forgot. See, already just Drive Me Crazy and Footloose and the other movie we mentioned is 3 more than I've written down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. This jumped on me.
So the whole thing of like,
I think we kind of skipped. There's in the basketball game. No, the football game when they played the football game.
that's later. That's after
comes
this.
later. Okay.
Yeah. So before this, there Janie has the confrontation with Priscilla.
Yes.
We're at the end. Your ism is this is all a defense mechanism.
That's the safest I can. I think, right? So
Yeah, pretty much.
yep. Because there's plenty of nakedness going around.
Mm-hmm.
Also very welcomed, but okay. Lacey Charvet is another Hallmark channel mainstay. I guess she has that sort of reputation. She's never done nudes. She hasn't done anything really risque. Not even Jennifer Love. Jennifer Love Hewitt also didn't go full nude ever.
I don't think so. She
done a
was
few risque
in
things, but not full nude.
Oh, I can't remember what the name of that show is. It's not Secret Diary of a Call Girl. That was the British actress, who is very nude in that. But Jennifer Love Hewitt did something that was like an escort. Like she stars as an escort, but I can't remember the name of the show.
The one with Sigourney Weaver, where they're
No. That's a movie. That's a movie. That's
you're talking about a show?
It's actually a show. Yeah.
Oh, she did it's like a red letter diary.
Diaries,
but it's
yeah.
very toned down.
Yeah, very much so.
There's no nudity in it whatsoever, and she's mostly narrating, I think. I think.
I can't remember what the name of the show is. It
she does like the David Duchovny kind of thing, I think. If I remember correctly. It's like, and everybody went to watch it to see her go naked because it was on, I don't know, the Playboy channel or
No, I think it was on Cinemax.
Oh,
that's why.
Yeah, that's same, or late night HBO. It's basically the same thing. But she was like, that's the hook for everybody, but she didn't go naked. She really, really rarely wore scampy outfits. Of course, I've seen it because Jennifer Love Hewitt, but it was very short-lived because you can fool people for, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 episodes. Like, nah, fuck this.
Yeah. So anyway, we got from there we have Janie reading the book, and then Ricky beside her with the updated books, and then Jake coming up and asking her to prom. And in the middle of his rambling, he just breaks into the middle of "Break My Stride."
Yeah. And it's just weird. I don't know. I found that scene weird, but the whole point is another layer on top of her friend, the simp.
Yes.
And then we get the football game. Now, it's kind of starts off.
It shows almost nothing, and then it goes to the announcer. Goes, that was the fastest first half in history.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And then, of course, we got the face-off. It's like, oh, you ripped us off. It's just basically the Bring It kind of the whole shtick and Bring It. And when they
They
But
actually, because the first line is, we're the North Compton Wildcats, which is the name of the other team. It's
yeah,
like,
they
we
literally
ain't
go into
white.
the
We
song.
ain't white. We definitely ain't white.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's like overtly. It's not like they took something and changed it. They literally stole the whole thing and didn't even change it because
verbatim.
why the fuck?
Yeah.
And they gave them the most dirtiest looks. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Then we have
Uh,
the callback to Reggie Ray in the locker room where it's like, Coach said it's fine if your ears are bleeding.
yeah. The coach is like spitting. Is like
Because he always spits and says, God damn it. God
yeah,
damn it.
it's varsity blues
Varsity
coach,
Blues.
right? Oh, by the way, we kind of skipped the fact that James Vanderbeek climbed. No, that's sorry, that's
No,
Scary
it's not.
Movie.
Yeah.
There's a moment there where he climbs. We'll touch upon that next week. I kind of jumbled that in together. Never mind. Oh, old brain. Swiss
So we
cheese.
have that.
Where
Then
are
we
you,
have the
Sam
whole bit
Beckett?
where Reggie Ray gets hit again, and then it passes. Just it's like, oh, he's comatose. But did you know who that medic was?
No.
That's John H. Benjamin, the voice of Archer, Bob from Bob's Burgers, countless animated TV shows. That's John
I
H.
know
Benjamin.
who Archer is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it to me. I'm
No,
sorry.
I just found it really interesting. Like, holy shit, that's John H. Benjamin.
Okay. And then we have, I think the quarterback gets hit, right?
Yes, but
The-
if you notice, he goes. There's a tackling into the sideline,
yeah.
and the guy's on the back of his jersey.
Yeah.
Extra.
And now there's like Jake has to go out and perform, and he gets a pep talk from the janitor. Now
And they have
tried my absolute best to get the reference. I don't know from which movie.
It's from Rudy.
From Rudy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And also, did you notice that they played the A Team?
Yes, I know they played the A Team when he got up on the field. Yes, it was obvious.
Be the ball. Throw yourself.
I was like, he got a great.
I watched you in the shower, hitting at both the towels. Seemed like you like that.
It seems a bit out of character, but okay.
Yep.
And of
if you
course,
notice too, one of the other guys on the offensive line at the end of that, the back of his jersey just says, "This guy."
and Malik could have caught the fucking ball, but Jake threw it to like the stands or whatever.
I love the look back on Mr. T's face is like, what the fuck was that?
That was priceless.
No, because the ball flew out and then hit Reggie Ray in the head again.
And literally got him the 5th concussion.
Yeah.
And of course, Jake is on the dumps. Janie doesn't want to talk to him. And he has a stroll on this Santa Monica pier.
So no. There's a confrontation between Austin, Jake, and Janie.
Yes.
Before that, the breakdown there, and just the little bit of like almost existential crisis that the character Austin had, where Jake asks him like, "What do you want, Austin? A life?"
And of course, the end goal is to get Janie in bed.
It's like, what I'm doing is I'm actually whispering to you like I'm telling you a secret, and Jake's gonna make a confession revealing an actual secret.
Yeah, it's like double entendre kind of way, and it's like it works because in these movies it always works just like that.
Yeah.
And of course,
it just looks so sad. It's almost as sad as the Keanu Reeves eating a sandwich alone on a bench sad.
Exactly. And I was like, I've seen this GIF before, but it wasn't from this angle particularly. Is that Pablo Escobar? No, it's not. No, it's not. And of course, it goes to the preparations for
The whole,
prom night.
well, they have
And
the
of
whole big
course,
prom song. Yeah.
what the fuck was this?
Yeah, it's a play on the series of older teen films that had montages of songs.
Yes, but also, I want to get to that specific point
Oh,
because this is the point where the Janie's dad is talking about the pies. I think
yes, because that's the American Pie
because
reference.
he has like tons of pies and all of them have holes.
Well,
in
actually, if
them.
you notice too, there was at one point in time there's a whole head of lettuce that has a hole in it. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you, there's a stinger, there's an extra bit at the very end of the film if you wait a little bit where goes back to him. Barbara, meet Penelope. We're gonna have a threesome. Ah, yeah.
Anyway, I like it that it's kind of a role reversal because it's not the kid who's fucking the pies, it's actually
Yeah.
the dad who's fucking the pies. But again, it's all good. It's all priceless. So then we get the
Oh, I was gonna say the one bit in there where they're singing with areola.
yes.
The bird that flies in and lands on her
It's
breast.
the Snow White bluebird.
But you know what that kind of bird that is? It's a blue tit.
Fine. By the way, this came out 2001. Shrek came out 2001, and they had sort of the same bird bit in Shrek.
Well, except for
But-
Fiona kills him, eats him, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So jump into the prom. Jake takes his sister to the prom.
So also, the band for the prom is the most quintessential early aughts band.
It's the Sum 41 of bands.
Well, it's
I'm
Good
not
Charlotte.
joking. What?
It's Good Charlotte.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's Third Eye Blind, Sum
It's
41,
pop
Blink
punk.
182.
Yeah,
It's all the
SR
same band.
71, Phoenix TX. Yeah, they're all just
All of them. They're all the same.
Newfound Glory. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same band. But I like to get to this point because
there is a direct bit right before when Ox goes up to Mitch and Bruce at the prom, and he's actually humming "Do You Believe in Magic," which Oz, actually the character, did in American
Yes.
Pie. It was a direct one-for-one reference. It's like, okay, if you didn't get the character reference by now,
you
Come
got
on.
it now. You got it now.
Yeah.
And of course,
I love Amanda's reaction it's fucking great.
yeah, he keeps it's like, I know you don't go out with or you don't have sex with people. And I was like, no, I don't, but I give them like hand jobs.
I was like, what am I supposed to sleep with every pathetic guy that gives me a note? No, I give them hand jobs.
Give them hand
And she goes,
They just
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Of course he'll take it. And they just stroll out.
And as they start, it's Austin and Janie go dance. Then it was then Jake and Catherine get up to dance too, and it's the same. It's Ted Mosby's character side. Like, you never expect that everyone here was a professional dancer.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, they're not. They even played it out kind of awkwardly. Like it seems like they're dancing great, but it was awkward and it shows, and it was very blatant, and it was just to get that laugh. And of course, we move on to the prom king ceremony, which was hilarious because Jake won the prom king and he had two winners. And as soon as you got two winners, if you haven't seen the movie, it was like, okay, it's probably Priscilla and Janie.
Yeah.
but it's the conjoined
Fratelli
twins.
twins.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, they deserve it.
And there's always a running gag with these two. One of them is always kind of getting it on, but the other one is not, right?
Mhm.
In the party, I think it was, or in the school somewhere. So one twin is always like raunchy, the raunchy twin, and the other one is like kind of hanging along, sort of like best friends. Malik.
Then we have the line with Malik, with obviously during the prom song he has just a great fucking reference to James Brown, and then
Yeah.
he has the James Brown hair. It's like, yeah, that's
Yes.
great. I was like, Malik, no one takes you seriously. I respect you as a person. So, good, because I always want to talk to you about the ramifications. I got to go to motherfucker.
He was trying to go all Martin Luther King, but nobody fucking wanted to listen.
And if
to
you
that
notice
shit.
too, he had the same info dump that someone else had in another film that we reviewed.
It's Ferris Bueller, right?
No,
I see. There's so many.
it's Chris Farley in Wayne's World.
That's right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right,
Sorry.
Paul. Yeah. When he falls down, yeah, he even they put the cape on.
He puts on the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it puts on the cape. Yeah,
That's great.
It's priceless, and he did it was seamless too. Right. We are going to have a little bit of a break before we kind of wrap up the movie, because there's about 10 more minutes about this shit. So we'll play a second game of the evening. It is called Screen Fighter.
Round 1, fight.
Screen Fighter is where we take two movies, pit them together, and see which one is the best one. If there's no discernible difference between the two, both of them are good, both of them are bad, we fall into our criteria, which is Saturday evening, Friday evening, out with the boys, out with the girls, out with your significant other, two movies in a vacuum. Which one will we pop in? And blam. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, it came in first. So I was like, yeah, it's a teen movie. Let's go. And Payback.
We
Which
actually get to
one
make
will
a
you
reference
watch?
to Fast Times at Ridgemont High coming up.
I know. So literally it came in first.
That's a very interesting.
That's a very nice
poster for Payback.
Guys, in the chat, we've got Rumble chat, we've got YouTube chat. Please tell us, which one do you prefer? There's only two of these in a vacuum.
As much as I love Phoebe Cates, I'm definitely going to have to go with Payback.
Interesting. That is not what I thought you would choose. Jacob says Payback as well. I wonder what Paul says. Paul, give me a reference. I'm going to go with Payback, because although it is not a great movie, it is one of my favorite Mel Gibson movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's about 4 or 5 of them that I really like. Some of them are, some of them aren't bad. Some of them are good. I think this one was kind of meh in terms of critical acclaim and people liked it or not. It did well in the box office, or well enough, but it's not remembered as one of the great ones. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's great. It's solid. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is fun. Payback is better. Taken 3 or The Good Girl?
Okay. I have not seen Taken 3, but given the fact that it's basically just Taken, it's probably pretty much the same premise.
It is kind of the same.
It's kind of the same premise.
I blame Mrs. Meth for making me watch it.
I'm going to have to say it's pretty much like the last 15 years of Liam Neeson's career is basically this, except for The Grey. Except for them, he punches a wolf in that movie instead. I'm thinking both these films are kind of garbo, but I would rather.
The Good Girl is. Mrs. Meth. It's interesting. It has a nice little concept, and it's Jennifer Aniston desperately trying to not
Be
be
Rachel.
Rachel.
Yeah.
And the character in that movie is very far removed from anything funny or anything. And it's a play on words because she's basically has a husband and she's trying to have
An affair.
marital like affair, which is technically a bad girl thing. I would watch The Good Girl. Taken 3 is just the same. There's no change.
I was gonna say in a vacuum, though. I think I would rather have watched Taken 3.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I know you have not watched Porky's Romance, and by the way, side note, that cover is not doing that film any kind of favors because that's misleading marketing.
I haven't seen it, but I have seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
I was still gonna pick Halloween anyway because you know how much I love Halloween. But,
all right.
Yeah,
Charlie's Angels Full Throttle or Halloween?
Halloween. That's a fantastic post for Halloween.
That is a fantastic post.
Halloween.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Triple X or National Treasure, which the TV show just got canceled. I wonder why.
Why?
National Treasure Book of Secrets. I think that's the second one.
I do believe so.
That's the second one. Yeah. Or Triple X.
I love me some Nick Cage.
I know.
He just can eat up scenery for days. By the way, go see Renfield. I thought it was fun. I thought it was
list. It's on
so
the list.
much fun. Dumb as hell.
After Cocaine Bear, I'm ready for anything.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have to go with Triple X. Yeah. Again, it's that early 2000s where it's like, this is a bad movie, but it's fun.
I'm going to be outvoted by the chat because everybody says Triple X. I kind of liked National Treasure, both of them. They're not amazing, and I would love to see young Harrison Ford do that instead of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah.
Outvoted. Hunchback from Notre Dame, the Disney version, or Goldeneye. I was in Notre Dame 2 weeks ago.
It's Notre Dame. You say Notre Dame like people from my hometown say Notre Dame because the university there.
I know it's Notre Dame, but I know it.
What you doing on Saturday? We're going to a Notre Dame game.
I love you. You are my brother. You are my best friend. You have no idea how I waited for this movie to come up so I can say Notre Dame and not Notre Dame instead of Notre Dame. It's literally Notre Dame. I was there. It's fucking amazing. I love you. So which one will you pick?
I'm actually going to go with Notre Dame. Not just because I'm not a big Bond fan, but just because I think the villain in The Hunchback of Notre Dame is by far one of the most menacing that Disney has ever made.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't like it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I know you were going to go with Goldeneye anyway, because I mean it's a Bond film.
Hold the phone. Goldeneye is not my favorite Bond movie. I know it's a lot of people's.
Is it your favorite Brosnan one?
It's definitely the favorite Brosnan because the rest of them are not really
very good.
Not really good. And it's a shame because Brosnan really fits the archetype of Bond. They literally brought him to do Bond because of Remington Steele, which is a TV show, which was like late 80s, early 90s. So, yeah. It's Goldeneye, but most people love Goldeneye not because of Goldeneye, because of the game.
Yes, I was also going to say, to be fair as well, I would give Goldeneye a proper amount of credit and kudos because it did basically create the first-person shooter genre for consoles. Doom did exist. Sorry, Doom 2 did exist before, but without 007 GoldenEye, it wouldn't have
popularized it.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is not the first MMO, but popularized it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I would give that more credit to EverQuest, but yeah. But then again, South Park didn't make an episode about EverQuest now, did they?
Exactly. Police Academy or The Hills Have Eyes. And this will be our last pairing of the night.
Now, I know Police Academy is going to win this one, but you know how much I love horror films. I'm definitely going to have to go with The Hills Have Eyes, but I know you're going to go with Police Academy, and I don't think that's a bad choice either. Both these films are really great. So
yeah, it's always about the tough choices, and you have to pick your pick, and it doesn't really matter what the chat says. You pick you. This is very important for Screen Fighter, for you to pick whatever you like, even if it's against the grain. So if Hudson Hawk comes up, I'm gonna pick Hudson Hawk. No, just kidding.
Well, I was gonna say, also
not
where
Big Lebowski, but yeah,
I was gonna say, Jacob, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, or Paul can. Was that when Michael Winslow's talents were first discovered in the first Police Academy, or did he have work before that? Because he may have had Foley work.
I think
before,
he did a movie 83, 82. I just don't remember which one it was, but I know he was there. I know I saw him in a movie prior to Police Academy.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I was 6, 1984. I was 5. So I didn't actually get to watch it when I was that little. So when Winslow was Winslow, literally Police Academy, Spaceballs, and that other movie that I don't remember the name of. Again, one of those early 80s movies. It could have been an action, comedy, whatever, thriller, whatever. He was there.
Well, but also
cool.
84. I was born.
Yeah. Youngling.
Youngling. Yeah.
Youngling.
Right.
All right. Cool. So, where were we? Prom night. Everybody escapes.
Austin goes off with
James Brown. And of course, we get the weird prom night thing between Priscilla and Jake where he punches her in the face.
That was that was after one thing I wanted to discuss first was the trope off between Ricky and Jake. When Jake is going down the stairs, Ricky stops and is like, no. See, you don't understand. I'm the best friend that's always been there. She just hasn't realized it the whole time. Like, no, but I'm the popular guy who realizes the error of his ways and realizes that he actually is in love with her.
Yes.
It's like, good point there.
I was like, God damn, you got me beat. DK says he was in 2 in 84. So he was in Police Academy and another movie in 84?
No, he's saying he was 2.
Oh, DK was also born in 82. Never mind then. Never mind. And of course, we get, like I said, the motel scene with Priscilla. And she waits for Jake because her current boyfriend is a cuck, basically. And he wants to film them together.
Because Phyllis is like, it was like, that's for taking Jeannie to the prom. That's for hurting Janie. That's for being weird. Then he punches the bag like, I don't know what that was for.
Exactly. But he wanted to punch that bag. And once he did, I was like, visibly, thank you. Thank you. Fuck that bag.
Yes. Then we have when we also have Ricky getting hit by the car, and then while Jake is crossing the street, all the cars that are swerving to hit Ricky are heckling him the whole time. She'll never love you.
And of course he goes out to the dad, and the dad is literally in Vietnam. And yes, we can see the lettuce with the hole.
Yep.
And Randy Quaid. Every single scene with Randy Quaid, I was like, typecasting. It's because this is cousin Ricky all over again.
Again, yeah. They have that's juxtaposed too with the conversation between Ox and Catherine at the prom.
Yes. I wanted to switch to that.
That's disgusting. That's a appalling. I am offended. No one's ever taken a dump on your chest.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
See, there has to be that swerve there at the end to make it
there had to be a
a
swerve
joke.
there, but it's
It'd be an
kind of like
honor
what Oz
and a
did.
privilege.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of what Oz did at the end, where he had that little sensitive moment and kind of realization with, I think it was not Kevin, but Biggs's character. Me and names,
Jason
dude.
Biggs. I can't remember that character.
Jason Biggs' character.
Yeah.
It's Oz and Jason Biggs, and he's telling him about whatever. Sort of like he's the jock, but he suddenly has this epiphany moment where he's very sensitive and very understanding. And this is where this joke comes in to subvert that whole information, where it's like, nobody took a dump on your chest.
Well, he also had that joke earlier too, where they have the pact. Where they
yeah.
And then after this, we have it back where Jake is running after Janie, and you know the scene, he runs by a store.
Trying to get that
in one of the shots.
Okay,
it's named Spicoli's.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he runs to the airport? When he's in the airport, or before when he goes to the house?
I think it's before he's running toward the house.
It could be also
right
where
after the car scene. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That moment with the TSA, the guys on the line to say before it was TSA, I think. Right?
Yeah, he's like, "Go get her, son."
Yeah.
You go get her, young man. and he beeps this like, "Oh, go ahead." And then the next woman walks like, "Hold it, bitch."
Yeah. And then the simp guy comes in after he got almost mauled by the
No, he got hit by a bus.
He got hit by a bus, but he was also almost mauled by the bikes. I was like, whew, finally, I got it. Smack. Because, it has to be either a bus or a train. Has to be.
Yes.
And when he comes in and he gives the same sob stories, like, we already heard that story. You're not going past us now. And of course, Jeannie's getting schooled by Molly Ringwald.
Ringwald, yes. Because she actually was like, "Don't you realize that's from Freddie Prinze Jr.?" And Janie says a line, "That's from She's All That. I masturbate to that."
Yeah.
It
was like, yes, we've seen you.
We've seen it. Yeah.
We enjoyed it. Well, I enjoyed it.
Then he makes another line. It's like, "Oh, that's from Pretty in Pink. Are you sure?" Molly was like,
"Yeah." I was like, yeah, I'm sure. Again, by the way, it's Glasses Janie. I prefer Glasses Janie.
Okay. Well, I love the fact that Jake's just that stark juxtaposition where she goes, "You know what? Maybe you should get on that plane because we're only really gonna have the summer together, and after this, I'm gonna go to college." And this is exactly what happens to literally 99.9% of all high school relationships. That's like, "Oh, we're gonna stay together through college."
No, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah. I didn't experience that in college. Did experience that in the Army. It fucking blows.
I experienced that. Yeah, going from high school, that was not fun. But it's like, yeah, well, that's
not fun. Not fun.
What
for
do you
both
expect?
Sides.
You're hundreds of miles away from each other. What the hell do you think is going to happen? I mean, come on.
Unless you did the dumb thing and just went to the same college and realized.
That happened to two of my friends. And by the way, funniest shit watching that relationship implode like a dying star.
It gets bad. Don't need to experience it to imagine it, dude.
What happened was they my friend Tex John, they were together all the way through my sophomore year because we lived together sophomore year. Junior year, he moved in with her. And it's like,
in college? Oh, dude, that's terrible.
This is a bad
That's
idea.
fucking awful.
Don't do this. You're both just about to turn 21 years old. You have no idea what the fuck life is yet. Do not do this.
All right, we're at the end, so
By the way,
give up.
their engagement ended in less than 6 months.
Anyway,
And
right.
I was going to say, but after the speech that Jake says, she goes, "Do you think I'm an idiot? You stole that speech from Karate Kid."
Yeah. What? No, I was like, I don't remember that speech from Karate Kid at all.
It wasn't. But then they had the correct slow clap, but it's Ricky coming in and stealing the guy's thunder.
Yeah. Exactly. So what was the ending that was scrapped?
So the alternate ending. So essentially everything goes up to the point where Jake runs up to Janie. And before it was supposed to be Jake runs up to us and he says a line, "You complete me."
Oh.
And Janie says, "Jake, you had me at Janie, thank God I got to you in time. Listen, I'm not going to let you get on that plane and go to Paris."
That's the Jerry Maguire ending.
Maguire, yeah.
Okay.
And that didn't have any of the Molly Ringwald stuff. Didn't have the joke, the college bit in it or anything.
You know, something actually now makes sense from my own research, because one of the references that I sort of says Jerry Maguire and referencing the "You had me at hello," and I was like, I don't remember watching that. Watched the ending like literally 2 hours ago or more at least. And it's like, that dialogue is not there. So whoever wrote the article, one of the articles I've looked at, I think he looked at the original screenplay or something.
Something, yeah, because it's not in the film.
And the weird part is, in the same article, it references the Molly Ringwald stuff, which I don't know how that fits together.
Weird,
but it is what it is. It's so weird. Anyway, and that kind of ends it with the Stolen Thunder clap.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Let's do a summary of the movie. I know we usually go for 2 hours, but
soup to nuts, this movie is literally 82 minutes.
It's very
fast.
Yeah, I absolutely. You know what? And it absolutely works as an under 90-minute kind of movie. I think the lowest point of it is literally the one half of the scene with just the poem in the poem class, where the other half of it is
the class,
funny and crazy and over the top kind of shenanigans going on. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, laughing out loud visibly hard this week while doing that stream. Again, usually I'm not gonna watch something and then cover it on the weekend, because what I want to do is watch. Usually I have a very cushy job that lets me watch movies while I'm at work. I like to watch it at work. However, my workmate is a religious person. By the time I actually get to a movie, he finishes up his job and actually sits in the office with me. I cannot watch Not Another Teen Movie this guy around, as a sign of respect for him. He's an adult. He can take it. However, without going into many more details, he's a devout Jewish person, and not that he can't take it, but I prefer not to.
It's in poor taste. Yeah.
Yes. Plus, again, watching titties, it's sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, but it's at work. I have to keep it safe for work as much as humanly possible. Although I have seen some great movies with tits in it at work. Not when he's around, though. Not when he's around.
Yeah.
So watched it, and kind of the same reason watching Scary Movie on Monday.
Yeah, I would think so. It's like I don't think Scary Movie is going to pass muster there either, my friend.
Yeah. So it's you infidel.
Thank you, Jacob.
He's not Muslim. I think Muslim would actually be better. Would be good with it from the Muslims I know. All right, cool. But had a blast watching it. Enjoyed myself 30. Again, haven't watched this in 10, 15 years or so. So it's sort of a refreshing thing to go back to something that you watched it, you had a good time with it, but kind of left it at the wayside.
Yeah.
Now, like I haven't watched Road Trip in a very long while, more than 10 years. It's a funny movie. It's a gag movie. It's not full on parody, but it skirts that line of being
of it,
a crazy comedy. But I think I got most of the references. Like I said, I've got 14 written down, and we kind of discussed an extra 3 or 4 that I kind of missed. Some of like the Melissa Joan Hart thing that I knew it comes from something, but I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
That's about it. I only needed to watch it once. It was good enough for me. Didn't need to watch it more. I could have to try and fish some more of the Easter eggs. Didn't feel the need.
I don't think it's really needed. No.
Yeah.
To get the overall, like, there's always going to be things in these parody films where they're trying to go, especially at the beginning of the film, they go fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Because I would say within the first 15 minutes, there's at least 45 to 50 references that are like, they're referencing the same films, but it's just over and over and over and over and over again. But again, it's a tight 82 minutes. I've got a lot of just personal, emotional response to this because I was at that age. Like I was like getting ready to go to prom and everything. Like that was happening that year. And after that, getting ready to go to college. Like, yeah, this is like who I am right now. Are these supposed to be these characters in a way? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole different experience for me for like, again, not coming from the States, not having that sort of I had a prom, didn't go to it because I didn't really like anyone at my school. But again, it's not the same. There's no the Harvest Festival or the Dance by the Sea thing like in Back to the Future. We didn't really have those dances.
Gotcha.
Or those gatherings twice a year. It's usually twice a year, right?
Yeah, because for us we had
closer to the end, and there's another one.
Well, we had 3 in my high school, but my high school was gigantic. So
so it's not just the one prom. It's usually twice a year, and sometimes if you're a junior, you do get to go to the senior one, and there's a junior one, and there's whatever. So that whole experience kind of flies over my head, but because I consume a lot of American culture and I grew up on these teen type movies where I grew up on the references plus the earlier references, the Ferris Bueller's, the 16 Candles, the Pretty in Pinks, but also the American Pies, the Varsity Blues, all that, which is a little bit later. And all of in between. So you got the 80s stuff, you got the late 90s stuff, and the early 2000s sort of there. So I got to experience it again in a way over the top comedy where it was just laugh, and it was desperately trying to make you laugh throughout the movie. And it was just a fun experience. Homecoming is fall prom. Homecoming is fall. Prom is the spring.
Yeah. Spring. Yeah, we had at mine we had a winter formal as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
That was just.
Well, it is what it is.
Too many kids. So yeah.
Too many kids. Too little what to do. Pre-internet high school. What a party.
Well, I was on the cusp there where we were all in that information age. We were getting there. It just wasn't all like
Once the
DSL and
iPhone
broadband
came
yet.
out,
Yeah.
that's where it went
So
into
now-
overdrive.
okay.
Internet was there because the bubble just burst literally the earlier in the year.
Well, yeah, because the bubble burst in the
July of
early
2000.
2001, right?
No, July of 2000. That's where
It was 2000. Okay.
Yeah, that's where it sank. And just to say, September 11th didn't really help matters, but the Nasdaq kind of took a dive.
Yeah.
July 2000, and it literally burst the .com bubble. But it was not going this; it was just going down, and then September 11th, and then. Yep, that's history for you. But yeah, so you had the internet, but social media was not still a thing. And as soon as the iPhone came out, that's where it kind of blew up.
It really started with like oh god,
Facebook was 2004.
no. Well, and Facebook was only college kids only at that time.
Yep.
You actually had to have an edu email address in order to utilize.
Yeah,
Facebook.
but I think 2001. I think a lot of people were on ICQ and those
ICQ,
kind of
MARC,
MRSC,
like all that old stuff.
the MSN Messenger. I think was in the like the.
And, oh yeah, of course. Well, I don't know if you guys really didn't have it there, but in the States it was AIM. AOL Instant Messenger. Like you didn't have AOL.
Yeah.
You didn't have AOL, but you had AIM.
Really have that because
everyone had AIM. Yeah.
But I ICQ is it's like 3 or 4 Israeli guys.
Oh really? Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they made a fucking fortune on that one.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
One of the early startups that got bought, and they made out with. They don't need to work a day in their life. I think all of them made another like more companies, but they're like
need to. Yeah,
they didn't. They working for fucking fun. But yeah, it's just at the you're on the cusp of social media and that sort of thing, but it's still no social media, high school. It's very different environment. It's literally what you get in this movie.
Yep.
Where it's all word of mouth and gossip and all that stuff. And not through this.
Definitely.
All right, cool. We definitely stretched that last 5 minutes way too much.
Way too long.
Right.
Way too long.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, next week's Scary Movie with our special guest, Mr. Jacob from Society Reviews. Please go ahead and, give him a follow, give him a sub. He's almost there. He's almost on the 1,000. So just push him. I can only push so much with all my, accounts. No, I'm just kidding. I can only do so much. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Parody and horror movies. And we'll discuss it next week. So if you like to interact with the show, you can always DM me or tag me messages, whatever, on Twitter at Meffistoe. You can always do the same on Instagram at Meffistoe79. You can email the show at the Reel McCoy podcast at gmail.com. And from me to you, have a great evening.
See you next week.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.